Alright, here's a tutorial, guys, on putting together the second part of the utility shed. And again, some of this might look a little different. I had to actually redo this because the audio wasn't working on the first one, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, so I think where we last left off is now you have the wall structure. There's a door in there, a couple windows, and here's some kind of miscellaneous portions from the second portion of this utility shed project. And what we're going to be focusing on today is doing some placing of components, as well as putting a potential interior kind of door, as well as walls, and putting this all into a drawing. Okay, so with that said, let's see here. We are, let's start off with finishing up the interior section here of your shed. So obviously, if you want to add some interior walls, all you have to do is come back onto your wall section. Make sure you save your project. Come back to the walls, and as this loads, I'm just going to choose kind of a spot in the middle here. I've got basic wall interior set up right now, so I'll just make this kind of cut my shed in half.
Miles, Hooper to the main office, please. Miles, Hooper to the main office.
All right, sorry about that. And we'll also go ahead and add a door at this point. So we'll just add one more door, and you can kind of place this wherever you want. I'll make it right on the edge of the wall, and we'll just have kind of a little interior, split it up into two sections kind of thing. Or maybe, you know what, maybe it might make more sense here if you want to. We can make this a little smaller. Maybe this will be a little closet or something like that. Okay, so let's finish up that wall. Make sure it's meeting the edges there. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's say that's my floor plan. I've got my interior. Also, if you want to place components at this point, I'll just show you that as well. So components is where everything else falls in. That would be furniture, even in the future like cabinets or appliances, things like that. Okay, so when you come up architecture, place component. Let's see, just for the sake of example, let's see what, if you scroll down here, you'll see things that have been loaded up recently. If the things you're looking for are not in here, so let's say, in this case, I wanted to get a sofa, I can just grab that, and you just click and place just like before. If it's not facing the direction you want it to, hit escape a couple times, I'll click on it, and then there's a rotate button right here. And the way that works is you set where you're going to rotate around. So I'll just start the current orientation, and I'm going to flip it 180 degrees. Okay, so I've got my sofa in there, and as I was saying, if the things you're looking for are not showing up, you come over here to the top corner and you can click on Load Family. And within Load Family, this menu should pop up, and you can start looking for things that you're interested in. A lot of the furniture stuff you might be able to find here, for example, under Furniture or Furniture Systems. So if you click on Furniture, you can see there's a flat screen TV, a TV stand, table, storage, seating, beds, so on and so forth. Okay, and then all you would do there is click on one. Let's do a bunk bed, for example, hit Open, and it will go ahead and load into your project. All right, but for this one, we're not looking to have a bunk bed in my shed, so I'll go ahead and escape. All right, next up, once this is set up, I'm going to show you how to start putting things into sheets. Okay, so typically you'll probably see it over here in your project browser under Sheets. If you right-click on it, click on New Sheet. So there's a few options here. I would suggest using a B-size sheet, B as in boy. So there's the default one. I've got one loaded up here that is what I was using previously. If the sizes are not showing up for you here, go ahead and click on Load. And when you're on Load, you'll go find title blocks, and you can find the size that you want. Again, B size is probably what I would recommend for this project. Okay, so for mine, I'll open up my B size. Mine, again, I kind of made this one custom, so it's got the Northville logo on here. And then feel free at this point, you can click on things, you can change, double click on it, you can change the text, right? So for example, I'll call this utility shed drawing, okay? And you can come over here, you can add your name to it, right? So on and so forth. Okay. And then feel free, you can change also the numbering here. A stands for architectural drawing. And this may be like my A2 drawing, for example. All right. Okay, at this point, all it is you're clicking and dragging the views that you want to show. Okay, so for example, you want to show your 3D view. So hopefully you've looked at that before. You just click and drag, and you can pop it in there. Okay, so mine's got the little Batman tumbler guy on there too. You can also include your elevation views, right? So I'll include my south view, for example. Okay, it's not happy with that one. I'll try this one. Okay, so let's go with my north view, and you can see that it's coming in actually quite large. Okay, and I'll show you how to change that in a second. And then let's say I'll bring in my east view as well. Okay, and those right now are showing up a little bit, maybe not the size that I want, right? So what I would do is let's practice using my north view, for example. Okay, so I come over to north, click on that, and what I would want to do is come over here to crop view. Okay, and actually sorry, I need to show crop region first, and then you can crop the view so you can kind of change the size to make sure you're just getting the parts that you want. Okay, so for example, I might do that. If there's some extra things in the view that you don't want to show, for example, the section label right now, I click on it, right click on it, and you can go and hide in view. Okay, so I'm going to hide this element in the view. And now if I go back to my sheet drawing, right, so I'll have my sheet here, I'll click on this one. Okay, you can see that it's kind of cropped a little bit better. In addition, I can also change the scaling of it at this point. So instead of maybe 1/4 to 1 inch, I'll try doing 1/2 inch to 1 inch. No, I'm sorry, that went the wrong way. I want to go probably a quarter. No, I did a quarter. I'll try 1/8 of an inch to 1 inch. Right, and then that sizing you can see is much better. Okay, finally, I would just kind of tidy up the view a little bit, make sure my lines are nice and clean. And and I got to remove my crop region, so I'm going to hide the crop region again. Go back to my north view here, and then click on this button right here, hide crop region. Okay, and I would do the same again with all my different views, my section view. I would probably tidy up my 3D view, maybe change the the sizing of it, so on and so forth. All right, and so that's kind of the basic idea of how to get some of your views into sheets and making it look nice and pretty.